Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Some few hours ago, Wike got one of the worst birthday present from the appeal court, where Fubara defeated him unanimously in the special appeal panel set up for that purpose. Of course, a lot of reactions trailed that. The likes of Ugochinyere, Ikenga, the Honorable House of Rep member representing India to Imo State, spoke extensively about it. You're going to get to see the video as well in the next upload. And of course, Kenneth Okonkwo did not spare the judiciary as well on that as well. But the jubilation going on in Rivers State is not without notice. Everywhere there seems to be dancing going on. We're going to give a cross section of how the people of Rivers are the pro supporters of Fubara, and of course the chairman, a whole lot of them have reacted to this. But before going to the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, according to the appeal court, it actually nullified the appeal court nullified the judgment. The judgment seemed to give financial relief to Fubara's camp and a big hit to Wike's camp. The control of resources towards capturing power in 2027 seems to be at the back of the court matters. Appeal court said the Federal High Court lacked this jurisdiction to entertain the suit seeking to seize Rivers State allocation in the first place, and that mere listing of federal agencies does not confer unrestricted jurisdiction on the Federal High Court, and the panel ruled that the subject matter, which is the appropriation issue of states, should not have been entertained. Reactions have gone wild as jubilation is everywhere around the state secretariat and in government circles. Now, one of the media analysts and pro-Fubara supporter and activist Ibem Semeniteri said, God is fighting on the side of Rivers State and on the side of the people. This judgment is certainly a confirmation that ultimately good will triumph over evil and truth over lies. I believe every true Rivers man and every true Rivers woman will be happy with the judgment, because ultimately it is about the people of Rivers State. Another activist who chose anonymity said, sometimes nature has a wicked sense of humor. Imagine the coincidence of this judgment coming on the birthday of the former governor, Wike, with all the drums already rolling out in celebration, and bam, he was hit with this sad news. Away from Port Harcourt, the opposition lawmakers coalition has hailed the judgment as a victory for the constitutional democracy and restoring the judiciary's image. Other groups, including Horewa, Joint Action for Democracy, Lawyers in Defense of Democracy, Opposition Lawmakers Coalition, and others have equally hailed the judgment as a historic decision that has preserved the principle of federalism and constitutional democracy. The Opposition Lawmakers Coalition, reacting to the development, said the appeal court has averted anarchy and constitutional disorder planned against the people by pro-Wike group. The Opposition Lawmakers Coalition, in the statement signed by spokesperson Ikenga Ugochinyere, hailed the judgment, describing it as a victory for constitutional democracy and restoring the judiciary's image. He said, and I quote him word for word, the Rivers State House of Assembly has a legitimate issue because of the illegal defections from PDP to APC, which is currently before the court. The sacked lawmakers have been seeking anarchy to be unleashed on the state and putting pressure on our courts in a desperate bid to undermine democracy in Rivers State. According to Supreme Court judgment, the four-man House of Assembly is recognized by law, and until Supreme Court decides on the issue of illegal decampment of the other 27 lawmakers, they don't have the right to make laws. They don't have right to make laws for the state. Until by-election is held to fill those vacant seats, the remaining members can preside. The decision of the appeal court to nullify the judgment of the Federal High Court to order for the seizure of allocation of Rivers State government is a welcome development and a triumph for rule of law, victory for true federalism and constitutional governance, and should be applauded by all Nigerians that these eminent judges have interpreted already established judicial principles by the Supreme Court. They have asserted the sacred principle of our constitutional governance and democracy, that there is a difference between fund disbursement, funding federation accounts, and State Appropriation Act, which is internal affair of the state, which falls under the powers and preview and jurisdiction of the State High Court, which the Federal High Court has no business. You want the allocation of a state to be seized, one man will be happy. You can understand when people are political sadists, when all they see is anarchy, inflicting pain on innocent people. Ikenga said. Of course, Kenneth Okonkwo also spoke his mind concerning this matter, and he was even wondering, why would anybody even think that the federal agencies just see the maneuvering of politicians trying to involve federal agencies so that it can make it a federal court issue, so that they can begin to manipulate. And it's beginning to say, look, time should come when there should be restriction, separation, true separation of power, where there will be true demarcations, so that politicians don't keep coming around and influencing judges. This is interesting. My colleague is in the house. The Jubilation already in the corners of Rivers. Although some persons are shouting and screaming already. Of course, we read through our comment section in the previous video where there are some of the pro-Wike supporters, I wonder why they are looking at it in a different light, said that why are we all jubilating? Nigerians are jubilating. They should calm down. The Supreme Court, I hope we will not cry. We read that. I hope we will not cry when the Supreme Court verdict comes. If the Supreme Court verdict, we will uphold the Constitution. Why? What's your take?
Well, I think that right now, whether we like it or yes, the appeal court have done the ideal thing. And I know that there's still an opportunity for them to do one or two things in the Supreme Court. But just like we had said yesterday, the most important thing right now is not Wike. The most important thing now is not even his scam. The most important thing now is judiciary restoring back their image. They have lost it. Social media, every time people go on social media and they spell out things which ordinarily, looking at it, you will know that they have goofed big time. You understand? Especially in the area of jurisdiction and all of that. They are not interested in whatever anybody is saying. If Supreme Court decides to take another position, well, the truth of the matter is that they will have a future to deal with, which will not be pleasant for them. Don't forget that whatever we're talking about here, 4 years, all of this Bahaha will be over. Another person will come on board. But after that, they are like barracks. They stay. Would Nigeria still respect any verdict that comes from them? The reason why at the point we noticed that Nigerians were now carrying out what we call jungle justice was because of the deflated respect that they had for, respect they had for police. But it's a situation whereby we hand over suspects to you, and the next tomorrow, those suspect comes to our home and knock and say, "Shay, you made them to arrest me. I'm going to deal with you." It was happening like repeatedly to a point. Certain persons now decide, since these guys are maybe connected to big boys who will jump to the cells and rescue these so-called miscreants out, and they come after us. That was how this issue of jungle justice started. But immediately the police decided to say, no more, we are not going to allow this to happen. If they arrest people, they deal with them, they take them to court, they make sure that they face the wrath of the law. Somehow jungle justice has reduced drastically. That's the same thing with judiciary. If they want Wike to mess up their system, if they want any criminal to mess up their system, they should continue. But one thing is certain. The respect that Nigeria had for them, because of this particular appeal court judgment, it has been restored. So I think that they should maintain their position, even when it gets to Supreme Court, irrespective of whose ox is God. Because I know that most people are like, the wife is at the higher side and blah, blah, blah. But the wife must align with the judicial code of conduct. You understand? It shouldn't be because of one person. He's a mere mortal, as far as Nigerians are concerned. He's just an ordinary citizen, a mere appointee of Tinubu's government. So it shouldn't be because of whatever he's doing for judiciary. As much as most people say it should have been done by the National NGC, National or Nigerian Judicial Commission. But at the same time, whatever he's doing, he's using taxpayers' money to do it. It's not his personal money that he's using to do it. So for that reason, take a position and let Nigerians look back and say, thumbs up to judiciary once again. I think that's what they should align with.